Everyone, so today what we're going to take notes on is a point, line, and plane. So let's start with the vocab. So what is point? Point is a location with no size or shape. So as you can see on the right hand side, these are the point A, point B, point C. So let's take a notes, write these down, okay? So the main point is no size or shape. So there's no size and there's no shape. They are just dots. Next one, line. So what is line then? A line is made up of points. So if you have a lot of dots, right, dot, 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 that will make it a line. So with no thickness or width. As you can see right here, line XY, this is how you write it. This is the symbol that you are going to see. Okay, so line XY, this is when you see it in the picture, and this is how you write it out to describe this line XY. Okay, so this is how you see it most of the time. Next one, line segment. So what is the segment? A segment is a measurable part of a line consisting of two endpoints. So what is the difference between line and segment? As you can see right here, segment has an end to it. So these are the endpoints, and this is the endpoints that you have, and then you have right here the segment. On the other hand, line goes on forever, infinite, okay? And this is how you write it out. So this is line segment. Be careful on the top. This is a line segment, so this is a finite. You have a distance right here, right? And if you have arrow on the top, that means continue forever, infinitely, okay? Next one, ray. So what is ray? Ray is a line that extends indefinitely in one direction. So it's kind of like, if you can see right here, you have a endpoint on E and F, and the ray goes from E to F and moves on forever, right? It goes on this direction forever. So this is how you write it, ray EF. So my question is, can we write this as ray FE? What do you guys think? Can we write it as FE to describe this ray? The answer is no, you cannot. So make sure you write it down. Why is that? Because if I write it like this, that means F is the endpoint and then goes on forever on the direction of E, which is not the case, right? This one start endpoint was E and then it goes on the direction this way and have F point on the way. So it have to be described like this. So can we describe it like ray FE for this one? No, you cannot, unless the ray, it looks like this. So be careful on that, okay? Those kind of things, you want to write it down to remember and know it to yourself, okay? So let's take a look at more. Sorry, okay. So what is plane then? Plane is a flat surface made up of points and extend indefinitely in all directions. So minimum, can you think of how many points we have to create a plane? You might think 2, you might think 4. The answer is at least you have to have 3 points. But a plane is a flat surface made up of points and extends indefinitely in all directions. So as you can see right here, you have 4 points. A lot of times people think that you need 4 points to create a plane, but actually you only need 3. and then it goes on forever, right? So think it as you have a paper, but extends that plane forever on that direction, whichever the way it goes, okay? So plane is a flat surface made up of points and extend indefinitely, goes on infinite, right? In all directions, so this way or this way. So make sure you write that down. So planes are flat surface made up of points. So it's made up of points. Okay, next one, collinear. So what is collinear? Points that lay on the same line. So points that lay on the same line. That's what collinear means. Non-collinear, so what is non-collinear then? Non-collinear is points that do not lie on the same line. So let's take a look at the picture and you probably have a better understanding on this. Collinear means that all the points on the same line. So L, M, N are collinear because all three of these are on the same line. But what about if I put the point right here and let's call it A? Is it point A, L, M, N collinear? The answer is no, because point A, sorry for Heidi's point, but point A is not on this line, so you cannot call all these are collinear. So point A and point A, M, N are non-collinear. So be careful on that. If I put the point A right here, then they are not collinear because the A is outside of this line. So collinear is the same points on the same line. Non-collinear are the points that are not on the same line. Okay, coplanar. So what is coplanar then? Coplanar is a point that lay on the same plane. So collinear was the points on the same line. Coplanar, plane, right? Word right here, right? Plane. The points that on the same plane. So non-coplanar, you probably can guess, non-coplanar is the points that do not lie on the same plane. Just like non-collinear, right? Non-coplanar means that points are not on the same plane. So P, Q, R are coplanar because all these are on the same plane. Are we okay on that? Okay, so let's take a look at further. Last one on this page. Congruent segments. So what is congruent segments? Congruent segments is if two segments, let's move back. So congruent segments. Congruent segments are if two segments have the same length, then they are congruent. If two segments have the same length, then they are congruent. Just like here, segment AB and segment CD, it says 7 inches and 7 inches, so they are congruent. Congruent means a same length. Congruent means same, or congruent means the same. So right here, this is how you describe them, right? So when you see it, segment AB, so you're probably wondering, why is this one says equal and this one has a squiggly line on the top? Look at carefully between these two. Okay, when you see that AB equals CD, you don't have any segment sign on their top. When they have equal sign, this one is talking about the numbers. So 7 equals 7. This is talking about the length. That's why you have a equal sign. You're probably going to see more when we get into more depth about congruent segments, so do not worry about it for now. But what I want you guys to notice right here is, can you see the difference between the equal sign and congruent sign? Congruent sign have squiggly line on the top, and also you have a sign that it says segment AB, which is a line on the top, segment CD, just like this. So we will get into more depth, so do not worry for now, but make sure you write it like this, okay? In your notes, make sure you have these two in difference. Maybe a little bit more. You guys are okay? Next page. Okay, so main ideas, let's take a look at the notes. They go into more depth. So point is a location. It has a no size or shape. That's the main key. Point, no size, no shape. Always use capital letter to name a point. So example, this one right here, we describe it as point A. So if I want to describe this, you write it point A. Next one, line. Line is made up of points. So a lot of points creates a line, and any 2 points form a line. Any 2 points. Minimum amount of points that you need is 2. A line has no thickness or width. Name a line by any 2 points on the line or a lowercase script letter. If you see it right here, once again, this is the picture that you were given. How you write it out, you have a line, which is the arrow on the both sides because it goes infinite, line XY. Or you can write it as line N. Line N. How do I get the N from? You see the letter right here? That describes the name of the line. So therefore, this can be called as line N. Or line XY if you want to write it down. The most common one is this one. Definitely you want to write it this one. This one is the easiest one, and definitely you want to start writing this more often by using this. Collinear points. So another one, collinear points are the keyword that we need to know for today. Collinear points. Points that lay on the same line, right? Lay on the same line. What is non-collinear points? Points do not lie on the same line. Do not. So non-collinear and collinear. That's, you know, the difference. So for instance, if I put the Z right here, what would be the non-collinear points? Got it? Your possibility can be X, Z, Y are non-collinear. Or you can just pick X, Z, but usually if you have all the letters, you can just pick 3 of those and then call it non-collinear. Because we have Z. Can you see that? If you just calling X and Y are collinear. Because you put X1 and Z, then it becomes non-collinear points. Okay. So let's take a look at plane. So plane is a, do you guys remember what is a plane? Plane is a flat surface made up points. How many is a minimum? Do you remember? Yep. 3 points to make up a plane. So, like I said, a lot of people think it's 4, but actually it's the 3 is the minimum. So make sure you write it down 3. That's the key, okay? And a flat surface. Okay, and then a plane extends indefinitely in all directions. And what else? 3, flat surface. And name a plane by any 3 non-collinear points. That's the key. So what kind of 3 points we were talking about? Those 3 points have to be non-collinear. It cannot be on the same line or an uppercase script letter. So example, in this case, How do you describe this? Can you see, when you look at this letters, can you see the odd one out? I hope so. The odd one out right here. Do you see this font is different compared to the K, J, and L? Because this one, just like the one that we did before with the line N, this is the name of the plane. But these are with that point, so the letter case, these are different. So be careful on that, okay? So in this case, example, you can describe it as 3 non-collinear points, which is plane P, which is the name of it, or plane K, J, L. Either way is fine. Like I said, P is describing with a different font, which is just one letter, makes up the plane. But 3 points, these ones, are describing the plane itself. So either you have 3 points to describe a plane, or you have a different font describing a plane. So either way is fine, as long as you are writing them down. So make sure you know the difference between a point with a letter versus one letter with a different font describing the entire plane. Okay? So, like collinear, non-collinear, you have coplanar points and no coplanar points. So the points are laying on the same plane or points that do not lay on the same plane. Next one, intersecting lines and planes. So 2 lines intersect at A. What do you see right here? If 2 lines are intersecting, A creates A. What does this create? Point. Did you see that? The point P right there. What about if 2 planes intersect? What is this? How do you describe this part? We describe it as a line. So it goes on forever. It's hard to see because when you see this, you might say, isn't this a segment? No, actually, we only physically can draw a plane like this, but remember, plane goes on forever, right? Plane goes on forever, even though we cannot describe it in the picture. Because plane goes on forever, this line goes on forever too. So be careful knowing intersection of a plane is actually a line, okay? Be careful on that part. Okay,